Totems. You either love them, hate them, use them, or you don't use them. But one thing is for certain, you cannot escape the Boon Totems, as they are still very much used across every MMR in Dead by Daylight. And whilst it is not the most complicated perk to figure out how to use it mechanically, I still, in my day-to-day life when I play DBD, feel like many people are using it at the wrong times and in the wrong situations. And I fear you might be one of those people. And considering you're here, you might also be scared of that. Or perhaps you're just curious about the topic. For whatever reason you're here, we're gonna dive into what you or others potentially could be doing wrong with your Boon Totem. But before we get started, hello, welcome in or welcome back. My name is Sharon and I'm a legacy-free beta player Neomain with over 9,000 hours in Dead by Daylight. I stream DBD consistently on twitch.tv/Sharon and I upload consistently on this YouTube channel with lots of different DBD content. I hope you will enjoy your stay and let's get started with the video. Here are the top 3 main mistakes I believe people are making with the Boon Totems. Mistake number 1, and this is what I would say is the most common mistake I see people make: booning at the very start of the game. Time is precious, both in real life and in Dead by Daylight, especially when the game just starts. The first 30 seconds to a minute can set the tone for the entire rest of the game, because that's typically the time someone goes down. And if someone goes down, it can all go downhill from there on. Spending time finding a totem and then blessing a totem, which a dual totem takes 14 seconds and a hex totem takes 28 seconds, that's a lot of seconds that you're not participating to the game. We're still right now in the anti-gen perk meta with killers, which means even if the other 2 survivors are on generators, the chance of their gen getting regressed by God knows which anti-gen perks the killer has is likely. So it's crucial to have as many people on generators at the beginning to work towards your survival. Another question you have to ask yourself is, why are you booning? The game just started, nobody in the current moment needs that Boon Totem. Nobody is down for the Unbreakable Boon Totem, nobody is hurt for the Boon Circle, healing, and etc. No one needs that totem in this current moment. Now, if you spawn in front of a totem, I can somewhat understand the temptation of you booning, especially if there's no generator around and you're in a perfect location, but I would say it's still better to do a gen first and then you can get to booning after. Mistake number 2, booning in the wrong places. It's all about location, and location with Boon Totems. Often I see people booning in the middle of the map or on very popular places people often go to. Think about the shack, popular looping spots, main buildings, etc. To make the best and most out of your Boon Totem and your time spent on blessing the totem, you need to find a good location for it, preferably somewhere in a corner, not super close to loops or generators, so the killer has less chance to run into it. And mistake number 3, which is like a dual mistake: booning when there already is a Boon Totem up from someone else, or rebooning when your own totem is already up. Maybe it's because I'm a really efficient player and I like to play as logical as one could play, but I can't wrap my head around the fact why you would boon when there are other Boon Totems already up, or reboon your own totem when you're not being heard. And sadly, this is all too common. Sure, if you're on the other side of the map, you're next to a totem and you're heard, I get it. But I see people do it when they're not heard and they're not in need of doing so. I would say wasting your time and potentially losing yourself and the team the game is not really something that I would do and prioritize. I feel like it's a very silly mistake. And I would highly recommend, if you are doing that, to not, because it can cost you the game. Time, once again, is very precious in this game, and you can just reboon for fun after the game is done. Like, you don't have to do it during when you're on a time crunch with generators and such. And those are the top 3 mistakes I see survivors do when using a Boon Totem. I hope that even if you're making one of these mistakes, that you know that I'm not calling you out to be a jerk. I purely want you and everyone else to be aware of their mistakes so you can improve. So, I do hope that these tips will help you and anyone else who uses Boon Totems to use them more efficiently, so that you and your team will have a more pleasant experience with the totems. And that was it for today's video. I hope the videos helped. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm gonna ask you to do the things that every YouTuber always asks you to do. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And see y'all next time. Bye-bye!